Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Dare today. I'm coming to you to talk about matters with money, with creating wealth, with getting on foot and savings um, to build your financial thing. Um, I would say is my biggest lesson that I've ever learned from my dad came from some horrible things, and sometimes the environment that you live in, the people that you're surrounded by, all become, I should say, sometimes become a product of your circumstance, living environment. What exactly do I mean by that? My dad, it's not a secret that multi-millionaire, not just a millionaire, created because of his accident. And for those of you that want like more in-depth details, I don't um, go way into a lot of details in my book, but I do talk about what happened to my father, how he obtained his money. And for those that follow my videos, you have heard the story here and there in pieces. I tell it, I sometimes tell a little bit more. And what happened to my dad was a situation of how to manage a level of wealth that he was in some instance disadvantaged to be able to receive. And what I mean by that is car accident, so-called New York's finest, um, hit him and the dog. We miss my dog. He probably would have eventually passed on all these years later, but it was a childhood pet of mine that I actually love. Um, so the police hit my dad. I mean, everything that you can think of um, came down on my family at this period of time. One of those big things, and those of you that fans or followers of my life know that I grew up in foster care. Accident and more are part of the reasons that created that. So not only did my father go through the hardest time of his life, his health, and trying to be better and recover from this tragic accident, but there were so many miracles. It didn't seem that way. And in the Christian faith, we have a saying that comes from scripture that all things work together for the good, God and them that are called for his purpose. And I really believe that in my life, everything that looked like it was supposed to be wrong or detriment formed and shaped my life. So the point of this video is to point out that led to my father obtaining wealth. And there's people that joke about, doing a slip and fall, and they think that, just gathering a few thousand or something in a quick way is going to do something to change their life. You have some people that think is going to be life changing. It will be, but if you have no financial, no resources, and not any type of counselors or people mentors that can point you in the right direction as to what to do with your money to not just be prosperous in that moment of prosperity in your life and build a legacy out of what you've obtained. This is what my father was missing. And you hear about authors like the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, how he had a mentor in his life. His physical father was broke. His rich dad was a friend's father who was very wealthy, have money and so forth. And his example of being in his life, of his natural father telling him, work hard, do that, get an education, blah, blah, blah. Those were all good things, and those things were true. But truth be told, you have some of the most educated people, 6 figures sometimes, but never really make well in their life. So a lot of things that we're taught, as far as it's not always factual and doesn't always yield the result say they do. And so, just to go a step further, um, financial education is probably the most important part of the process if you're going to build wealth in your life. If you don't have a clue as to how to invest your money, how to create more money in your life, how to save, and the reason, one of the other reasons that I'm bringing this up is because of a recent interview I did with a radio host, Cyrus Webb. One of um, one of the interesting feedbacks that I received both during that interview and after through comments and emails and letters is about a lot of the information in the book Think Like a Millionaire. Some say it was familiar to them. Some say it was very helpful to them. They needed to hear that. The point of the matter is this: what I learned from my father, the biggest lesson I learned from my dad is get a financial education. And I'm not going to get into it in this video because I have other videos that I want to create down the road. Can do something as simple as download books. And I'm not suggesting this just because I'm talking about a book that I have written, but I mean, you don't need me to tell you in this moment that information abounds. You can watch YouTube videos, there's books out there that you can read. Some of them are even free. There's blogs, there's podcasts that you can listen to. So there are a wealth of streams of information that you can get into to sharpen yourself, to make yourself better as an individual. So I would admonish anyone who is serious about reshaping, reforming their life, getting on a path that leads them to prosperity and wealth and how to create that. It's important to follow people that talk about it. It's important to keep up with the trends and not be plagued by it, like it burdens down your life and so forth. So um, that's what I wanted to share with you today is my father's example of another secret. Let me let you in on a secret about my dad that many people don't know. One, I want everyone to know my father is in his early 80s, and I am so thankful for the amount of life that he has been able to live, all the things that he's been able to experience, his example in my life that makes me be a better man and a better father. I'm so thankful for him. I feel a lot more freedom or comfortability in sharing his story because a lot of things that I share is kind of sensitive or delicate. And at the same notion, I don't want my dad to feel disrespected. So I pray he doesn't watch this video while I'm talking about him or his business. But one of the tragedies um, my dad faced was having to be grown before his time, so to speak. And he was one of his siblings that had to be sent out to do work and to do things. So he didn't get a chance to go to school like others did. And so mainly his sisters. Um, so that was something he faced in his time. My dad was born in the 1930s. But if you know anything about that um, time period in that era, you would quickly understand why those situations began. It was very common. back in those days to go through that. And so, the long story short, my dad, um, and this was like a secret, a family secret. It wasn't until like I was 12 or 13 years old that I figured out that my father could not read. And over the years, he taught himself how to read, how to fill out simple things, applications. Um, I mean, it's just so amazing that many would consider that a disability. And in many ways, it was a disability in his life until he pushed himself to overcome that. So later on, of course, some of these factors played a part in how my father handled his money, who he entrusted to help be a steward over his money was a big, big, big mistake. It cost our family and him as an individual to lose everything that he had. And is there any type of anger in me about this? Because although I don't reveal who particularly is responsible for his loss, um, they are a very close and immediate family member. And so it gets messy, it gets very sensitive. And one of the things I want to make clear is you need to educate yourself, not on what you think you know, not on mere information that you read out of books and so forth. My strongest advice is that if you've read something out of a financial book and it sounds like a move you want to make, ask someone who is an accountant or some type of financial professional or um, not a coach. You know, I'm a life coach myself, so I'm not against the coaching industry, but I'm talking someone who works strictly in finance. If it's investing, if it's accounting, and so forth, someone who's educated in the area of the move you're thinking of making. I would run those things by them, and whether if it's a free consultation or paid consultation, because sometimes that adds value to your life that you cannot read out of a book. And in a nutshell, um, my goal and my mission through this video today was to advise you to work on your financial education, read books, materials, listen to podcasts, do things that's going to make you a better steward of the money that you have. And for those of you that are watching that, um, know, I wrote a book a couple of years ago called Think Like a Millionaire. It's on Kindle. I know the glare is a bit much, but you get the gist. I just want you to see the cover, and there's a reason because I did a remake to this book, and the cover is different. So please download the cover. Um, it's like a black and white and green cover. Make sure that you download that. The book is available on Kindle for $2.99. I mean, you've spent worse than that on other things. So $2.99 is not going to kill your account. And I have not released it yet on print version for a number of reasons. And I want to really push my digital sales right now. And last but not least, the book is also available on audio. So you can download this book on Audible and listen to it on Audible. I'm trying to get to a thing so I can show you. It's on Amazon. This is Amazon that I'm on. And you can also pick it up on Google, the Google Store, Google Play, and iTunes. I think that's about it. So, guys, this is your financial future. In this book, I give you strategies of things that you can do to start saving and building your financial future, how to build your account, and things of that nature. One of the things I strongly believe in, and it sounds so simple, but yet it's so true. The only way that you're really going to build wealth in your life is to learn how to create multiple streams of income. And so I touched on it. That's a nugget. So start studying, start educating yourself on multiple streams of income. Is there a way that you can create passive income? Does it mean that you have to quit your job? No. Does it mean that you have to start a business? Not necessarily. You can turn a hobby into something that is profitable for you. So it's up to you to figure those things out and create those answers in your life, as well as create answers for other people's problems, because that is another nugget for you, is that the way that you create wealth in your life is solving problems. Whether if you're solving your own problem or you're solving someone else's problem, providing answers, adding value to people's life is how wealth is created. So I've said a lot, but you guys, please check out um, my audiobook, download the book on Kindle. It would be a great resource if you did both, if you actually downloaded the digital format to read and had the audio version so you can listen on your ride to work or from work or on a vacation or so forth. It's worth the investment. So I thank you for taking this moment to listen. You can Google me, Think Like a Millionaire. There's going to be more videos posted of me discussing financial tips and other things, and a podcast coming very, 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 very soon, where I'm going to be giving tips and strategies. Um, so look for that. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Peace.